Amidst the towering peaks of the Misty Mountains lies Moria, the legendary kingdom of the Dwarves, now silent and forsaken. Its grand halls and intricate carvings, once symbols of unparalleled craftsmanship, are now cloaked in dust and decay. The haunting scars of Durin's Bane, the Balrog that drove the Dwarves from their home, linger in the air. This place, heavy with history, stands as a stark reminder of lost glory. As we traverse the somber beauty of Moria's ruins, one question emerges from the gloom. Why didn't the Dwarves attempt to reclaim Moria after the War of the Ring? The end of the war brought significant change to Middle-earth, with the fall of Sauron and the dawning of a new age. Yet, the vast halls of Khazad-dûm remained untouched, a silent witness to the Dwarves' enduring sorrow. J.R.R. Tolkien's writings offer little concrete information about why Moria remained in its forsaken state after the war. The fate of Moria and the reasons behind the Dwarves' hesitation to reclaim it remain shrouded in mystery. Tolkien's narrative hints at the profound attachment the Dwarves have to their ancient home, yet their attempts to reclaim it have always been met with tragedy and loss. The echoes of past failures and the lurking threat of ancient darkness continue to haunt their efforts, leaving Moria a place of both hope and despair. As we explore this enigmatic chapter of Middle-earth's history, we delve into the complexities surrounding the Dwarves' quest to retake Moria. What challenges did they face, and what does the silence of Moria reveal about their enduring struggle? Join us as we uncover the untold story of Khazad-dûm and the Dwarves' enduring legacy. The tale of Balin's ill-fated expedition to reclaim Moria is one of the most poignant chapters in Dwarven history. In TA 2989, Balin led a bold effort to restore the ancient dwarf kingdom, hoping to reclaim the last of the 7 rings of the dwarves and re-establish Dwarven rule. Despite lacking official consent from his king, Balin and his company, including fellow members of Thorin's company, Oin and Ori, set out with high hopes. Initially, Balin's efforts seemed promising. He discovered Durin's axe and a mithril helm, potentially the crown of Durin VII, and claimed them as his own. Taking the title Lord of Moria, Balin aimed to revive the once great realm. However, his colony was too small to be considered a kingdom, and their success was short-lived. As years passed, the expedition faced dire challenges. The search for the ring, which had been taken from Thrain II by Sauron, proved fruitless. The deeper the dwarves delved into Moria, the more they encountered unimaginable horrors. The remnants of the expedition were found in the dark halls, having met a grim fate. The Fellowship of the Ring discovered Balin's tomb in Moria, an oblong block about 2 feet high with a great slab of white stone inscribed with Balin, son of Fundin, Lord of Moria. The chamber was dimly lit, and the stark inscription was a somber reminder of their tragic end. Gandalf read aloud from the Book of Mazabul, a grim record of Balin's last days. The final entries depicted their desperate struggle against overwhelming odds. "It is grim reading," Gandalf noted. "I fear their end was cruel. Listen, we have barred the gates, but cannot hold them for long. We cannot get out. They have taken the bridge and second hall. Frar and Lonnie and Nali fell there. Then there are 4 lines smeared so that I can only read. Went 5 days ago, the last. The pool is up to the wall at Westgate. The watcher in the water took Oin. We cannot get out. The end comes. Drums. Drums in the deep. They are coming. The final scrawl of elf letters, "They are coming," was a haunting conclusion. Gandalf remarked, "There are several pages of the same sort, some much stained, and with many illegible marks. But I can make little of it, except that it was the record of the last days of Balin's folk." It seems to have been a hopeless defense, poor Balin. He seems to have kept the title that he took for less than 5 years. The tragic end of Balin's expedition underscores the formidable challenges of reclaiming Moria. The haunting final messages found in the Book of Mazarbul serve as a powerful reminder of the dangers that lurk within the depths of Khazad-dûm and reflect the enduring struggle and indomitable spirit of the Dwarves. The shadow of Durin's Bane, the fearsome Balrog, looms large over Moria. This ancient terror, awakened by the Dwarves' intrusion into the depths of Khazad-dûm, had a lasting impact on the Dwarven psyche. The Balrog of Moria was one of the Maiar, spirits that entered Arda at its creation. Seduced by the dark power of Morgoth, the Balrog became a creature of flame and shadow, embodying the malevolence of its master. Durin's Bane had been sleeping deep within the earth since the end of the First Age. The Dwarves, in their unending quest for Mithril, delved too greedily and too deep, awakening the Balrog from its slumber. In the year 1980 of the Third Age, the creature emerged from the depths, a maelstrom of fire and darkness. It wreaked havoc upon the Dwarves of Khazad-dûm, slaying King Durin VI, earning the name Durin's Bane, and driving the survivors from their ancestral home. The emergence of Durin's Bane marked the beginning of the end for Khazad-dûm. After the death of King Durin VI, his son, Nine the Fur, attempted to reclaim their homeland. However, in 1981, Nine the Fur was also slain by the Balrog. The remaining dwarves were forced to flee, abandoning the great halls of Moria to the darkness. The once thriving kingdom became a place of fear and despair, its grand halls and intricate carvings lost to the shadows. The legacy of the Balrog continued to haunt Moria long after the dwarves had abandoned it. In the year 3019 of the Third Age, the Fellowship of the Ring passed through the mines of Moria. There, they encountered Durin's Bane, still lurking in the deep places. Gandalf the Grey confronted the Balrog on the bridge of Khazad-dûm, leading to a monumental battle that culminated in both of them plunging into the abyss. Gandalf's epic struggle with the Balrog was a testament to the creature's formidable power and the lingering terror it instilled in those who dared to enter Moria. The orcs that infested Moria were not the ragtag bands often seen on the surface. They were a formidable force, entrenched deep within the mountain. These orcs, often referred to as the goblins of the Misty Mountains, were cunning and ruthless, thriving in the darkness of Moria's vast underground network. They were well organized, with a hierarchy and command structure that allowed them to coordinate their attacks effectively. They adapted to their environment with brutal efficiency. Living in perpetual darkness, they developed acute senses and a keen understanding of the maze-like tunnels. Their eyesight, while poor in bright light, was well suited to the dim and shadowy tunnels of Moria, allowing them to navigate with ease. Their sense of hearing was acute, capable of detecting the faintest sounds of intruders or prey from a considerable distance. This heightened awareness enabled them to anticipate movements and coordinate ambushes effectively. The vast and intricate layout of Moria, with its countless tunnels, halls and chambers, served as a deadly advantage for the orcs. They had developed an intimate knowledge of the mine's geography, understanding every twist, turn, and hidden passage. This knowledge allowed them to set up traps and choke points, creating strategic advantages against any who dared to enter their territory. In addition to the orcs, Moria was home to other dark creatures, such as trolls and wargs. These beasts added another layer of danger to the already treacherous halls. The presence of the cave trolls, massive and brutally strong, posed a significant threat during any direct confrontation. Wargs, the vicious wolf-like creatures often ridden by orcs, added speed and ferocity to their attacks. In the wake of their victory at the Battle of Five Armies, the Dwarves turned their gaze toward the Lonely Mountain, or Erebor, which had long been their ancestral stronghold. The reclamation of Erebor marked a triumphant moment for the Dwarves, restoring their homeland and their pride after years of exile and hardship. Erebor, now a beacon of Dwarven prosperity, offered a fresh start and a renewed sense of purpose. Erebor, also known as the Lonely Mountain, was more than just a stronghold. It was a symbol of Dwarven heritage and grandeur. The mineral wealth of the Lonely Mountain was discovered by Durin's folk during the Second Age, but the colony only came into its own after the fall of Khazad-dûm. In TA 1999, King Thorin I led his people to the mountain and became king under the mountain. Over time, they became very rich and amassed a large amount of gold and treasure, including the jewel known as the Arkenstone, which Thorin I used as a symbol of his rule. For 211 years, the kingdom advanced, expanded, and prospered. However, in TA 2210, Thorin I left to join his kin in the Grey Mountains, and Erebor was abandoned for 380 years. During this period, the Dwarves in the Grey Mountains faced attacks by dragons and became embroiled in a costly war, which led to their relocation in TA 2590. Gror and his followers settled in the Iron Hills, while Thror and his followers returned to Erebor. In TA 2770, while Thorin II was hunting, Smaug the dragon attacked Erebor. After devastating the mountain and the neighboring town of Dale, Smaug claimed the wealth of Erebor for himself. Thror, his son Thrain, and several companions escaped through a side door. The Dwarves then lived in exile for many years, first in Dunland and later in the Blue Mountains. Thrain too attempted to return to Erebor in TA 2841, but vanished 4 years later, leading to the abandonment of the attempt. In TA 2941, Bilbo Baggins and Thorin's company traveled to Erebor to reclaim the treasure stolen by Smaug. Gandalf had obtained a key and a map from Thrain II. They arrived at the secret door on Durin's Day and entered the mountain. Smaug was eventually slain by Bard the bowman of Laketown, who shot the dragon with a well-aimed black arrow. Thorin reclaimed Erebor, but disputes over the treasure nearly led to war between the dwarves, elves, and men. The arrival of a host of orcs and wolves united them in the Battle of Five Armies. During the battle, Thorin was mortally injured, and Dain II Ironfoot succeeded him as king under the mountain. The demise of Smaug did not end Erebor's troubles. In TA 3019, a horde of Easterling soldiers from Rhûn attacked during the War of the Ring. The men of Dale sought refuge in Erebor, and dwarves and men fought a pitched battle. Dain II and King Brand of Dale were killed, but the Lonely Mountain's impenetrable gates and walls withstood the siege. Following the destruction of the One Ring and the fall of Sauron, the dwarves and men of Dale routed the besieging army. After Dain II's death, his son Thorin III succeeded him and ruled into the Fourth Age. Dwarves from Erebor contributed to the rebuilding of Gondor and the Hornburg, and established a new colony in the Glittering Caves, where Gimli became lord. An expedition was eventually launched from Erebor to reclaim Khazad-dûm, the ancestral home of the Longbeards. The tragic loss of Mithril, the precious metal that once flowed abundantly from Moria's mines, was a devastating blow to Dwarven prosperity. Mithril was not only a highly coveted resource, but also a vital component of Dwarven culture and craftsmanship. Its scarcity following the fall of Moria had a profound impact on Dwarven society. Gandalf described Mithril to the Fellowship of the Ring in TA 3019, noting its unparalleled qualities. The wealth of the dwarves was not in gold or jewels, and now it is beyond price, for little is left above ground, and even the orcs dare not delve here for it. Mithril was renowned for its ability to be beaten like copper, polished like glass, and forged into a metal that was both lighter and harder than tempered steel. Its beauty was comparable to common silver, but it did not tarnish or dim. Mithril was incredibly versatile in its pure form, although it was somewhat soft and malleable. It could be alloyed to create extremely lightweight, hard, and durable armor. It was also used for inlays called ithildin, which were highly prized by the elves for their beauty, and presumably used in jewelry and attire rather than weaponry or armor. The dwarves mined mithril too greedily and too deep, leading to the release of the Balrog, Durin's Bane, which ultimately destroyed their kingdom of Khazad-dûm. This catastrophic event cut off Middle-earth's only source of new mithril ore. By the end of the Third Age, mithril became extremely rare and its value skyrocketed, with mithril objects becoming priceless relics of a bygone era. The Balrog's presence deterred orcs from mining the precious metal, leaving only heirloom mithril weapons and armor as tangible remnants of its former abundance. The helmets of the guard of the citadel in Gondor, for example, were made of mithril, showcasing its enduring significance even after the dwarves had fled Moria. The dwarves of Erebor, having reclaimed their own stronghold, used mithril to forge the Great Gate of Minas Tirith, reinforcing their alliance with Gondor. Among the most famous mithril artifacts was the small shirt of mail retrieved from the dragon Smaug's hoard and given to Bilbo Baggins by Thorin Oakenshield. This mithril coat was described as being close woven of many rings, as supple almost as linen, cold as ice, and harder than steel, and was studded with white gems of unknown variety. Other notable mentions in Tolkien's works include Galadriel's elven ring Nenya, wrought of mithril with a white stone; Arundel's ship, built of mithril and of elven glass; the Elendilmere, a white star of elvish crystal affixed to a fillet of mithril; the guards of the citadel in Minas Tirith, who wore helmets of mithril as heirlooms from Gondor's past glory; Gimli, as Lord of the Glittering Caves, forged great gates of mithril to replace those broken during the siege of Gondor. Dwarven kingship is a complex and demanding role, fraught with responsibilities that extend beyond mere governance. The rulers of Erebor, especially under Thorin Oakenshield and his successors, faced significant challenges in leading their people, managing their resources, and ensuring the stability of their kingdom. The burden of kingship meant that leaders had to weigh the risks and benefits of any major undertaking, including the reclamation of Moria. The prospect of launching an expedition to reclaim Moria, with its uncertain outcomes and potential for devastating losses, was a gamble that weighed heavily on the minds of dwarven leaders. Balancing the demands of their current domain and the safety of their people often took precedence over the allure of reclaiming their ancient but dangerous homeland. As we explore the changing priorities of the dwarves, it becomes clear that their focus shifted from reclaiming Moria to consolidating their gains at Erebor, managing their dwindling mithril resources, and navigating the complexities of leadership. The decision to forego reclaiming Moria was shaped by these practical considerations and the desire to secure a stable and prosperous future for their people. As the Fourth Age dawns, the dwarves of Middle-earth cling to an ancient prophecy that ignites hope within their hearts. It speaks of Durin VII, the final and most exalted descendant of Durin the Deathless, destined to reclaim the lost kingdom of Khazad-dûm. This vision has been their guiding star, a fervent belief in the restoration of their ancestral home to its former splendor. The dwarves of Erebor believed that one day Durin's day would return to them, Then the lonely mountain shall be again a place of great treasure and power, and the prophecy shall be fulfilled. The last of the Durin line shall restore the Dwarven kingdom to its former splendor. When the last of the dwarves comes to claim the kingdom, the prophecy shall come to pass. A king shall arise from the line of Durin, and he will drive out the shadow and reclaim the halls of Khazad-dûm, restoring it to its ancient glory. Prophesied as the final heir of Dain II, Durin VII is destined to reclaim Khazad-dûm. Emerging from the lonely mountain, he is tasked with purging the orcs from their ancestral home and restoring the Dwarven kingdom to its former glory. This monumental responsibility, foretold by ancient seers, positions him as the harbinger of a Dwarven resurgence. As the rightful heir to Durin's legacy, he embodies the collective hopes and aspirations of his people. From the depths of the lonely mountain there comes a prophecy that speaks of the return of the king. When Durin's heir returns to the ancient halls, the dwarves will reclaim their home and their heritage, casting out the darkness that has defiled it. The prophecy of Durin VII is a beacon of hope. The last of the line of Durin shall rise to reclaim Khazad-dûm. His coming shall be the herald of a new age, when the halls of the dwarves will again ring with the sound of their hammers and their laughter. The path to restoring Khazad-dûm is fraught with peril. Durin VII must confront the remnants of darkness, including orcs and the spectre of Durin's Bane. The daunting task of rebuilding the ancient complex is a formidable challenge. Moreover, unifying the Dwarven clans with their diverse interests will require astute leadership. Despite these obstacles, the vision of a restored Khazad-dûm fuels the dwarves' indomitable spirit. Their unwavering resolve to reclaim their heritage and their belief in a future led by Durin VII drive them forward. As the Fourth Age unfolds, he stands as the embodiment of their collective dreams, guiding them towards a resurgence in Middle-earth. As we have explored, the reasons behind the dwarves' hesitance to immediately retake Moria are complex and multifaceted. There is no single definitive answer to this question. The legacy of Balin's failed expedition, the enduring fear of Durin's Bane, the changing priorities of the dwarves, and the remaining influence of the One Ring all contribute to this intricate tapestry of history and decision-making. Throughout the ages, Moria has stood as a symbol of both immense dwarven achievement and profound loss. The dwarves' deep attachment to Khazad-dûm is matched by the haunting memories of tragedy and defeat. The Balrog's legacy and the presence of foul creatures have instilled a persistent fear that cannot be certainly overcome. The dwarves' shifting focus towards Erebor and the loss of Mithril further illustrate how their priorities have evolved over time. The burden of kingship and the responsibilities that come with it have also played a crucial role in shaping their decisions. Yet despite these challenges, the enduring spirit of the dwarves remains unbroken. The prophecy of Durin VII offers a gleam of hope for the future, a promise that one day the halls of Khazad-dûm might once again ring with the sound of hammers and harps. And so, we leave you with a thought-provoking question. Will Durin VII succeed in reclaiming Moria, restoring it to its former glory? Or will the realm forever remain a shadow of its past, a symbol of the unending clash between good and darkness in Middle-earth? Only time will tell if the dwarves will triumph over the challenges that lie ahead and reclaim their lost kingdom, or if Moria will remain a poignant reminder of their storied history and the weight of their legacy. Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed this video, don't forget to share, like and subscribe for more stories. I'll see you in the next one.